James Turner for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so it's better late than never. About a week late, but I've been busy out in the wilderness, as you guys can see. Can't tell you where, but I'm in the wilderness. Wanted to speak on Bam Rodriguez, not just Bam Rodriguez, but more importantly, Puma Martinez. He had his fight with Kazuto Ioka, and I just had a chance to finally watch it yesterday with no interruptions, and finally get my own conclusions on the fight. And it was a really interesting fight because Puma Martinez, he's looking for a big win, a signature win at 115. He's oftentimes like the overlooked guy at 115. He went to Japan, which is always hard to do against top grade fighters like Ioka. And for the most part, I thought the 2/3 of the fight, he put a beating on him. It wasn't until the back half of the fight where he faded a bit, where Ioka was able to finally win some rounds. But basically rounds 1 through 8, Puma Martinez, I thought, dominated the fight. He showed a great blend of pressure fighting, angles, punching power, and it's a common theme. When Japanese fighters are great. I love Japanese fighters. But oftentimes, when you fight a Japanese fighter and they fight someone that's a bit not by the textbook, unorthodox, has angles, they tend to struggle, and that's what I saw with Ioka. I think Puma's strength, his angles, his just punching power, everything he brought to the table, it troubled him a lot early on. It wasn't until Puma, I think, faded from throwing so many punches in the later rounds, where he became more of a straight line fighter, that Ioka had any success. So he winds up outworking him. He couldn't miss with the overhand right in the first half of the fight, and Ioka, he's at an advanced stage now, so a loss at some point in his career was to be expected. He's had a remarkable career if he's done at the top level. I think there's still good fights out there for Ioka, but I don't think he's going to be able to quite get back to the level he was at. We'll see what happens for him. But for Puma, it's a huge win, because now it sets the table for what I think quite possibly is one of the best fights that could be made in boxing. And it's only become one of the best fights that could be made in boxing because Fernando Martinez has validated himself over his last couple of fights, with Jerwin on Cajas, and obviously now the biggest one being Ioka. Puma Martinez is a damn good fighter. He's not just a pressure fighter. He's not just a guy that throws a lot of punches. There's some craft with this Puma Martinez, with Fernando Martinez. He's got a great jab. He can box. He can shift. He throws punches from weird angles. He may throw punches out the southpaw stance at times. There's a lot of great things he brings to the table. And look, Bam Rodriguez deserves a lot of credit right now for what he's doing in boxing. But a lot of the guys he has beaten are older fighters on the way out. Now, the reason why this fight is such a great fight is because, first and foremost, Fernando Puma Martinez, he fits the characteristics of the kind of fighters that I like to see him fight, which is younger, fresher, stronger guys closer to their prime. That's what he is. So that's one. And then two, this guy is awkward. He's crafty. He's got angles. He does some things subtly very, very well. And he's not an easy guy to work out. He's not an easy guy to figure out. And I think he's the kind of fighter where, as much as Bam is used to getting that angle and shifting around fighters, I don't know if it'll be as easy against a guy like Puma Martinez, who's awkward and can do some weird things on his own. Do some different things that offset the turning of Bam Rodriguez. So I like the fight a lot. I think it could potentially be stylistically. You look at Bam. Bam has 2 of the belts at 115, and the only 2 guys he's got to get through to become undisputed at 115 is Puma Martinez and Kosai Tanaka. Now, I love Kosai Tanaka. I went all the way to Japan last year, and I interviewed the guy myself in his gym all the way out there in Nagoya. But from a stylistic standpoint, I actually think Fernando Puma Martinez might be the more difficult fight, just because of the fact that, like I said, he's really awkward. He can jab you from out of different stances. He can punch from different stances. He shifts a lot, and he's got punching power and a pretty good gas tank. He did fade a bit against Ioka, but for the most part, when I've watched him fight, Puma Martinez has carried good stamina throughout the round. So I like the fight a lot, and it seems like, you know, everybody's on board with getting this fight done. I've heard Eddie Hearn and a lot of the people that are involved with making that potential unification fight happen, that they're going to make it happen next. So that's music to my ears. You know, Puma Martinez has come up the hard way. He said I take tough fights that he wasn't supposed to win against, you know, like Joan Ancajas, and he had to go through a bunch of Filipinos, and then now going to Japan. He's been the road warrior, so he deserves to get paid. He deserves to be in an even bigger fight and continue to show his word to the world. And as for Bam right now, I would say 90%, like 75 to 70% of boxing thinks Bam is top 5 pound for pound. I still think he needs to do a little bit more, but it's no denying he's a top 10 pound fighter. And a win against Puma Martinez to me would just further solidify him as a top 5 pound for pound guy, and you know, definitely add to what's already a very impressive resume for the young man from San Antonio. So I'm excited for it. I think anybody who's a real boxing fan who follows these weight classes, that knows what Bam brings to the table, knows what Puma Martinez brings to the table, 3 belts on the line. I mean, you can't ask for more. Style-wise, it's a great fight. You got a boxer who can turn and has a high-level jab, and Bam Rodriguez, who also is a very crafty knockout puncher at times, against a guy in Martinez who's a crafty pressure fighter. So you got the crafty boxer puncher or boxer slugger, I'll say, in Bam, versus the crafty pressure fighter in Puma Martinez. It's a great style matchup. You can put it somewhere like San Antonio or wherever you want to put it, and I'm sure with Bam's growing fan base in boxing, it'll do well, and it'll be a fun time in boxing. So yeah, what did you guys think? A lot of people were complaining about the scoring on the Ioka fight. I don't think like I had it 116, 112. A lot of people were saying that they thought it could have been a draw. I didn't see that. I thought Ioka, you know, Ioka's a fighter who has made his living off of being an elite counterpuncher, being defensively sound. And I thought his defense in this fight was very leaky, particularly in the first half of the fight. He kept getting hit with the overhand right. And it just wasn't the Ioka we're accustomed to seeing. And like I said, he's had a long, decorated career. He's Japan's first ever 4-division world champion. He don't really got nothing more to prove, because he's got the most world title defenses amongst active fighters in boxing. So he's a fantastic fighter. Just wasn't his night, and I don't think there's any reason for people to start capping for Ioka. He lost the fight fair and square, and if he wants to keep boxing, go back to the drawing board. I would like to see him personally fight Gaio Estrada. I know Gaio Estrada and Ioka, they were negotiating a fight last year when they were both, when they both had belts. Now neither one of them has a belt, but there's still 2 fighters from that era that never fought. So that there's still good fights out there for Ioka. But nonetheless, those are my thoughts on Ioka versus Martinez. Martinez versus potentially now Bam Rodriguez in a 3-fight unification. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterfield, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.